there, it's Mary from stampingmary.stampingup.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's card features the Stars Are Shining Brightly bundle. It's featured on page 14 of the mini catalogue. And I am using this fabulous image here, this really pretty bauble, and a little bit of water painting. So non-traditional colours today, polished pink, Daffodil Delight and Coastal Cabana actually for here. So let's go ahead and show you the what you're going to need to make the card. So a piece of cardstock. Now, as I mentioned, I'm using polished pink for the base. I've used the brick and mortar embossing folder for that top piece, and all I've done is take 1/2 centimetre off the side there just to give it a small border. Another piece of basic thick white for the inside stamping. This is shimmer paper for the front for our stamping and watercolouring, and then I've used a piece of our new specialty foil paper. That's just to give that little peak of shine behind the card, and then a scrap of the watercolour paper again for that sentiment. So let's start with our watercolouring first so that we've got time for it to dry. Now, because it's watercolour, I'm going to use the Stays On ink, and it won't run. So the Stays On with photopolymer, yes, it does stain your stamps, but it doesn't affect their longevity or their use. So unfortunately, it does what happens. So if you don't like stained stamps, then perhaps don't use the Stays On your photopolymer. And all I'm doing is randomly stamping that image down where I kind of want it to go. I'm doing 5. Honestly, it doesn't matter how you position them. It's just whatever you like to see. And then I'm going to bring in my memento for the tops, for the little the bow or the tinsel or the twine to hang the bauble. That doesn't need to be Stays On because we're not going to watercolour it. And thankfully, because it's their photopolymer, I can easily sort of line up the bow. And again, if you don't get it, completely straight, well, it doesn't really matter too much, does it? And the last one. Go. So I wanted everything to be random. And then we have our little star stamp as well, which I'm also going to do with memento. And my little star stamp. That one on there now. Just randomly wherever you want to see them. That looks good. Happy with that. And we have got some more stamping to do on the inside, but I think we'll just get our watercolouring done first so that we has time to dry. So I'm just bringing in my water painter, and I'm bringing in the 3 ink pads. So I'm just going to squeeze some ink onto the top of them. You can use your refills to put a little bit of ink straight down there. It's just as easy to do it this way for me. And oops, I think I might need to re-ink my Coastal Cabana. So I'm really liking Pool Party, Coastal Cabana and Daffodil Delight together actually. So what I tend to do, I'm no great watercolorer, that is for sure, but I just usually like to lay a little bit of water down, just squeezing the tip of my water painter just to get a little bit of water there. And the more water you put down, obviously, the lighter the colour will be. but again, it's watercolouring, so I find this to be quite relaxing actually. I've actually done this slightly differently than my original, but that's okay. Oops, there's a little bit too much water on that one. I'll just dab a little bit off with my paper towel. And yes, I went over the edge, but that's okay. You could colour these with blends obviously too. I just wanted it to be a little bit different. I'm going to put my Daffodil Delight over here on this one. And as it dries, the colour will deepen anyway. Just make sure you clean off your brush each time. And Coastal Cabana. I think these are really, really pretty colours together. And obviously, if you want it to dry more quickly, just grab your heat tool. Go. Put more colour on that one, I think. And there you have it. Pretty simple watercolouring actually. Very simple watercolouring. Actually, we'll keep those open because we're going to use them again. I'll step that to one side. Let's do the rest of our stamping. So I'll do this sentiment right here. Now I actually used shimmer paper. Did I mention I'm using shimmer paper? So this is shimmer paper, not watercolour paper. You can use watercolour paper if you like. The shimmer paper is watercolour paper as well, but it's not as thick as our watercolour paper. And I'm using that for this sentiment as well, only because I just wanted to keep the same colour going. And this shimmer paper does have that shimmer in it. I'm using our tailored tag punch. And whoops, I had a bit of paper in it already. Just going to, didn't realize there was something stuck in there. Okay, so I'm going to give it more height at the top because that's going to go underneath our foil paper. Let's do our stamping on the inside as well now. So I'm bringing in the smaller of the baubles now, this one right here, and it's drying. That our watercolor is drying nicely. Right, so the inside stamping is just those three colours again, the polished pink, Daffodil Delight and the Coastal Cabana, just up in the corner there. Start with my polished pink and here. Clean off that stamp, chamois. And we'll go Coastal Cabana. Actually, no, we'll do Daffodil Delight in the middle. Here. So I'm just offsetting them. And then Coastal Cabana, however you like to say it. Just there. And then the same colours. I'll do little bow. This is a cute stamped image just on its own. I know I seem to be stamping it at a weird angle, but it does seem to be working, so I'll stick with it. Perfect. Perfect. I am very happy with that. And again, if you wanted to put a sentiment in the inside, you obviously could. Let's put that in here now, because we're just waiting for that watercolour. It's nearly dry. And I'm going to take the sentiment that we stamped out. I'm going to attach it underneath there, so I've just got that bit showing. I'm going to put it on before we do anything else. Using my Stampin' Seal Plus. That's good. And it's pretty dry. It's dry enough actually. So I'm going to put tear and tape on the back, because this foil paper, I find it does not really, it doesn't go well with Tombow. If you get a little bit of glue on there, a little bit of the liquid adhesive, it smears and yeah, it's not a good look. So I'm going to go with my tear and tape here. And then, so I've cut these two pieces. This is 5 centimeters and this is 6 centimeters. So I've cut it so that it is completely flush at each end, and just with that little trim at the top and the bottom. You can use Tombow. You can. All right, and then this will come onto here, into our fabulous embossing here. And again, it fits completely. This paper is cut at 9.9 centimeters by 14.2, this cardstock. And then straight onto the top with some dimensionals. And it's done. So that was very, very simple watercolouring. Very, very simple watercolouring. Nothing too complicated about that. As I said, you could use blends, you could use markers, you could leave them plain. But they do look cute with a little bit of colour on them, I think. And then that goes on there like that, and we're nearly done. But I forgot to put the ribbon on. Oh well, never mind. There it is with the ribbon, there it is without the ribbon. And lastly but not least, we need these little metallic pearls. Pop a few of those on. I don't mind it without the ribbon. I like it either way. It's whatever you like. I'll probably make another one and put the ribbon on. Sorry, the twine, I should say. Again, you know, here we go. Metallic pearls, just to finish it off, with the ribbon, without the ribbon. There you have it. I have put a list of all the products I've used in the description bar below. If you would like to check those out, please click on the links I've provided. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, stampingmary@gmail.com. Have a great and crafty day. Bye.